can't have a Jupiter placement without having a Jupiter in the 5th house placement. Oh boy. Jupiter in the 5th house can be really none other than a Rico Suave, smooth operator, serial dater. Okay? And yes, this could be because the person with this placement may find interest in different people, having different experiences, and they don't want to be really tied down until they're good already. Like, it could possibly take them a minute to go from, getting out of that dating scene of the 5th house to more of the 7th and 8th house department with the partnerships and marriage. Okay, so until they do, they could be definitely the ones that like to have their variety, like to have their fun. As a matter of fact, they're going to have fun in the biggest way that they can. And there's no stopping them. There's no stopping them, because you're going to get in their way and you're going to get ran over. Okay, so even when you're dating one, the best it's best to really look at a person with this placement that you're dating as how you met them. It's pretty much how they're going to be until they're ready to settle down. Like, trying to control that, trying to manipulate it, trying to get them to see what you're saying. You could be possibly wasting your time. Now, I will say this. There are people with Jupiter in the 5th house that do settle down, It's just that they want the best partner of the best. So they may date a few people to determine who that is. Jupiter in the 5th house could love attention, right? So that means that they could constantly show and tell and show off and brag about what they can do, how good they can do it, why they are the best in doing it. As a matter of fact, you may find yourself in competitive scenarios with Jupiter in the 5th house without even knowing it. And I don't even think they know it. Like, they be competing without even wanting to compete, without even knowing that they're competing, And I'm not going to lie, a lot of stuff that they do, they could be really talented in, and whatever they're talented in, like, it could be in a really big way, or that gets them attention sometimes, even if they don't want the attention, But then there's sometimes where some people with displacement, they could definitely be talented in an area, but then the area where they're not so talented at, they may think they're the best, and people are like, okay, yeah, seriously, dude, you can't hold a note for nothing, okay? But they are going to get attention. So people, that's dating a person with displacement understand that they will get a lot of attention from admirers. Now, Jupiter in the 5th house can definitely suggest that you have quite a bit of children. Okay, so you have to be careful, because you could definitely be one of those people that's just trying to have your fun, do your thing, try out some of your partners, and end up with a baby. Maybe even more than one baby. Just some responsibility that comes out of the situation, and you were just really trying to have fun. So yes, Jupiter in the 5th house can end up in situations, and depending the rest of the chart, I understand. Jupiter in the 5th house can really get them and land them in situations that may be more than what they can handle at times. Even when people giving you attention, it can be more than you can handle at times. And I know you say, well, who doesn't want attention? But you can see people that end up famous with Jupiter in the 5th house. My thing is this: whatever your talent is, don't run away from that talent, because understand, you can be, like I said, you can be very talented when it comes to certain things that you don't really pay attention to. You don't even really associate yourself with. But other people may come and be like, well, you may be trying so hard in one direction, and people can always compliment you and pay attention to that aspect that you don't want of yourself, to the aspect of yourself that you don't want them to pay attention to. You're like, give me a break. I'm over here trying to sing my heart out. That's what I want you to pay attention to. And they over here talking about something. Do you know how great you are with children? Do you know how great you can color? Do you know that you're like the best drawer in the world? Literally, you guys probably would be successful with like a daycare or some type of coaching children like the softball teams, the basketball teams, being like a teacher and that can teach them something, going towards a direction that you never really thought or you don't really pay attention to sometimes could really land you big. Can you imagine like just starting off working with children or something like that at a daycare center or coaching them on some little league team and then finally owning your own facility to where like you're the boss over it and you pay other people? Could you imagine like starting off just with something small and then as you go along it expands because people are gonna want you for what you have to offer. As a matter of fact, you need to be one of those people to whatever you're trying to sell, make sure you can sell it to the children first, because the children are gonna sell it to the parents for you and you won't even have to worry. As a matter of fact, you could just be selling a positive attitude. You could be coaching people or guiding people towards why it's necessary to improve your spirituality and why improving your spirituality may improve your confidence, and then in return it all gets you what you want. It gets you on the job that you want. It gets you the ladies that you want. It gets you the men that you want. Okay, I could keep going on, but Jupiter in the 5th house, like you really have a chance to come here and shine. Just don't get in your own way, okay? Because you can get into something and then you can go too far with it and not know when to pull back or not know when it's time to stop or not know when it's time to change direction, okay? And then you can get into something and you can change direction too quick. You have to be able to find a balance. And I feel like it starts off with you knowing you, okay? I'm going to tell you, for me, I was that type of person to where when I was younger, and I feel like this is for all of us, when you're younger and you're coming up and there's so many different things that excite you, excites us, we're good in naturally, and then somewhere along the way we lose that. We lose what that is. Okay? But it's definitely there. It's still inside somewhere. So I would say really pay attention to those things. Those things that you always got complimented for. And then know how to guide yourself that way. That'll tell you if you're on the right page or if you're in the right lane. Then the next thing you need to do is knowing how to adjust yourself in that lane, okay? Instead of being all over here. Jupiter in the 5th house definitely can be someone that's seen as like a model or an inspirational person. Like people look at you in your image as an inspiration. And some of you guys may not like that because you may be like, I'm not trying to be your role model. I'm not trying to work with children. I'm not trying to speak to children, whatever. But you guys keep looking at me as that. And I'm telling you, in today's world, there's so many ways to put forth something where people can look up to you or people can admire you just for you being you. It doesn't take a bunch of extra stuff all the time. But Jupiter in the 5th house is lucky. You guys, you can be very lucky in love and then not want the person, you know, and you can have your pick of the litter. I see people with Jupiter in the 5th house want to date people in foreign lands, want to travel, you know, want to date people with different experiences from them that can teach them something, that can show them something about the world or about themselves that they didn't know. So you can find that you are attracted to someone in another culture besides your own as well, okay? All in all, Jupiter in the 5th house, big fun, big heart. As a matter of fact, your heart could be overly big to where people can use you and use your energy up. So make sure you get in a regular habit of telling people no when you feel like no. You feel like you've had enough. No. Because your heart can be really big and you can be able to give like beyond what anyone can ever imagine. Just don't get taken advantage of in the process. But like I said, big fun, big heart, big children. You know, you have the potential to have like a little team that can carry on your legacy if you want. Big image, big confidence. And I'm not saying every person in this placement is like overly confident, because some people can lack confidence, and that's because they can see their insecurities as bigger than what they are. Okay, because we have to take the whole chart into consideration. So I just give different variations. So yes, this is Jupiter in the 5th house. I'm your girl Butterfly to Light. Of course, you know I'll be back.